big and popular light novels has been released in huge volumes and it's awesome. Hi, it's Takeshi here. This video is on the notable light novel releases for November 2023. As per usual, it will be released on the 10th of November. There are lots of notable favorites, so I'll be introducing them all. These favorites are also included to those who don't know what light novels are but are interested in them. So find these works that best you're interested in by stick around till the end. Hopefully this helps you. And with that, let's start. Firstly, I'll start by introducing the works for Dengeki Bunko that will be in the lineup. Works like Sword Art Online if official novel anthology, Adachi to Shimamura Sasen Volume 9.99, Kimi no Sensei de mo Heroine ni Majuke, Can Your Teacher Also Become a Heroine, and Yusha Nari, Tsaise Tadabu Sanabeki Kanosio, The Girl Who Wants to Become a Hero, and The Girl Who Should Become a Hero. These 4 works will be on sale this week, as well as other ones that I'll be introducing later. I'll start with Sword Art Online first. This work is the first time that short stories are gathered into one single book, as one would, of course, dubbed as anthology. I do really like the idea like this. Makes it feel like you're reading a children's storybook but with mixed authors doing it. Moreover, this new anthology book also added 9 authors and 9 artists contributed in it. Those of them aside from Reki and Abek include Mahuka Ritosi's very own Tsutomu Sato and Kanae Shida, Kiichi Sigawa from Kino's Journey, Matoko Sakashi, we may be a guild receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to cluck out on time. No Soichiro Wates from Rinkan, no Madoshi, and many more others. Speaking of that UI, the author of Hachinan T Sorway Naidashu also is in this work as well. It seems he will also be making another one, which will be released this 17th, maybe taking rest from Hachina. It seems as well there might be not have another Sword Art Online volume as well, as there will be another new story. It's still a soul related, but more of like a detective-based story. I would likely think another volume will be released, if not by next year or sooner, so Sayo readers and fans would really want it to wait a little more longer than expected. Next, Adachi to Shimamura, Essay Special Story. This is the popular Yuri work that has become a hot topic, especially with its recently anime adaptation back in 2020, which has garnered rave reviews, especially among Yuri readers and anime watchers. This time in this special story has a collection of many newly written short stories depicting the daily lives of these 2 girls, one which includes a meeting on the 2nd floor of the gymnasium and the part where the day Shimamura met Ati's mother just before they moved in together. I wonder why this special story doesn't include it in volume 11. Maybe waiting for the final volume, maybe. Either that, I would expect the final volume to be released by next, if not at the earliest. I would want to the aftermath of the summer trip. As for Adachi to Shimamura 99.9, this is a future outcome story, way before volume 12 will be made. It was of course a grown-up story, where the love still stays the same, but would wonder if they ever had a marriage. This special volume also includes some beautiful illustrations from the BTD DADD anime adaptation, which really does attracted my attention. Maybe I should starting watching some Yuri anime once again, starting with this one before reading the whole volume soon. This is a new work story introduction, titled Kimi no Sensei Demo Heroine ni Naramasuke. English title, Can Your Teacher Also Become a Heroine? This is a youth love comedy story between a teacher and student that is too close to begin with. Etsutacho Mutenjo, I'm a high school teacher. When she gives her neighbor a portion of her food, it turns out to be her student, Yunagi Nishiki. If this fact is found out, the teacher might get fired from school. Ever since then, they both form a neighborhood agreement to protect our secrets and helping each other out. He was supposed to help her, but he was made to become more and more dependent on her, and he ended up losing his strength. This is the type of story that looks very entertaining, but the romance is too openly fast, having with a third party juggling with it. I wonder if this does applies to new romance comedy stories nowadays. I do wonder why they didn't feature the male character design instead of just with the 2 women. Very weird. It also does have some erotic scenes with a swimsuit part in the mix. Looks like it does building some fetishness over the male character. Anyway, this new work could be a new attraction. If it does well, if you're interested in this, do check it out. Next, this is Yusha ni Naritai Shoujo 2. Yusha ni Narubeki Kanojo, English title. The Girl Who Wants to Become a Hero, and The Girl Who Should Become a Hero. This is Yuri's story set in the fantasy world. After the end of the war between humans and demons, humans established a school of heroes using the magic tool gears to train successors. Ruchika, a demon girl who admires heroes, meets Leonie, the daughter of the hero who defeated the Demon King, when she visits the capital to enroll. What's quite straightforward is that the girl asks to marry the girl, even though flatly rejected. This indeed another Yuri story, but was a very fantasy romance from one of it. But the thing is, as being seen from the synopsis, I don't see how the main character of the girl was a demon, based on from the character design despite the serious human girl was indeed human. Something was definitely not right here. With dream and aspirations of becoming heroes, I do think they can be close to being lovers, more than just that. Maybe I'll get this one a try of judging. This is the comeback story and final volume section, where the first one is the popular rated Shakugan no Shana S Volume 4. I have been awaited this volume for quite a very long time, after 11 years of publication. The Volume 4 this time consists of 4 short stories, which features the side stories Amphitheater and Quiddity, which were published in Dengeki Bunko magazine and had not been published in a compiled volume, as well as 3 very short stories, and 2 newly written short stories. This short story volume was already unveiled before, as a part of the Dengeki Bunko 30th anniversary program, on May 23 just this year. The volume also does come with purchasable, in limited edition sets, with one set including an A5 print of one of Noisi Ito's illustration for the Shakugan no Shana 20th anniversary online lottery, one set including 2 boxes to store all volumes of Shakugan no Shana, and another set including both the print and the boxes. Aside from that, Animate Store, Gamers, Melon Books, Torano also give away special goods, which includes autographed illustration card, clear file, and a bookmark, with the physical version is around 726 yen. Although it's quite expensive, I would buy it, for the sake of being a fan. We're buying this soon. Next is the climax volume of the series. Netoji no Yome wa Onna no ko Janai to Amata, and you thought there is never a girl online. Volume 22. This is the climax volume of the series before the end of the story. What an amazing run this is! In this climax, on the same day as the Master's graduation ceremony, it was suddenly announced that the Legendary Age service would end. Among the upset online game club, the unfortunate beautiful girl Echo is in particularly serious condition. Despite the termination, Echo has only one goal in mind, spending their last days in LA along with the Ailey Cats group. This series, to be honest, was a very wholesome one of a kind, although there had been some harsh views on this series alone, particularly from the anime watchers' side. It was a first just a plain simple MO online game, playdate, but on the other side, it's more than just being that. And coming to Volume 23, which will be released in December, I can somehow expect a happy ending is imminent. If you are an avid fan of this series, then you'll need to check this out. Other works for Dengeki Bunko include My Little Sister, Can't Be My Girlfriend Volume 5, A Great Man Who Does Not Appear in Magic History, Volume 3 and Shunka Shutu, Daikusha Natsu no Maiki English title, Agents of the Four Seasons, Dance of Spring, Summer, Autumn and Winter, Part 1 and 2 by Kana Akatsuki. All of these 3 titles are a mix of modern romance, fantasy and supernatural, which is quite a jam-packed interesting lineup. Make sure to pre-order a copy of your favorites today. Next, I'll be introducing the works for Kadokawa Books, where this time, I'll be picking up 2 brand new works. First up, this is Tensei Shitara Pankotsu, made to Yobarete Imoshita Zens no Arakora Mochikomi, or Yoshiki Kai Kaku Shimasu Ekane. When I was reincarnated, I was called a Pankotsu maid. I brought everything from my previous life to reform the mansion. This is a new isekai story, that someone from a previous life now becomes a maid. Edith is a maid who suddenly regains her memories from her previous life. If he can't cure a hikikomori and demon-possessed young lady in 3 days, he will be fired and given a very difficult task, so he tries various methods such as placating her with modern gourmet food. Edith makes full use of her past life knowledge and works hard to rebuild the mansion by developing useful goods, but she unexpectedly attracts attention and can no longer be a maid for the mob. This is the one type of isekai story that really had me wandering in circles. The maid did remember her previous life after regains her memories, but is she a man before? What did her previous life do? Did it die due to some unexpected reasons? Really had me so many questions. But when you put in a Pankotsu maid, It was the first time ever there was a punkotsu maid being used in a Zikai story. Only certain mangas ever used it before. Quite new, it seems. Still, it does have so many potential, but really had me a bit less attractive with it. If you really like it, to check it out. Silikumum. Next is Mado Sakushi Nami no Isekai Craft. Sikatsong Zensujiki. To Chaitana, Itumude. Maosho, in Dundun Kaiteki Nishimasu. English title. Magic craftsman Nomi's craft life in another world, make the Demon King's castle more and more comfortable with past life knowledge and cheat items. This is another Isekai story, but with a slow life mixed into it. Nomi was reincarnated as the daughter of a dwarf, who was good at making things, but when her father died, she was chased out of the village. However, she is picked up by the Demon King, and becomes his personal caretaker. She immediately fixes up a pile of broken lanterns and modifies them, and for some reason everyone around her praises her. As being said, this is another isekai story with slow life, but the way the synopsis had me thinking, how the character inside this work consists of black people, when they were white and half dark. Weird way to explain to it. Anyway of that, it does look like a wholesome story indeed, and it's a one-shot, to be in fact, with some funny comedy inside it. We really need to take a look of it soon. Other titles of Kadokawa books includes Kitai no Akujo, Sando no Shinsei Timunu wa Tanoshimo, and Tailoshimole Kaito. A promising evil woman enjoys no talent and incompetence in her third life. Volume 2, Haishin de Hajimeru Slow Life, 2 Zensei Shishiki, Tekefuku Jutsu, Otukatara Shitana. Yadoya Gaideki Shamashita. English title. Starting a slow life in an abandoned village, Vol 2. Using past life knowledge and recovery techniques, I was able to create a cheat-in, and Zenryaku Yamakurashi o Hajime Mashita, a Gingle Mitons of Volume 4. All three of these titles are quite an interesting one to be read out, so do check it out if interested. And finally, I'll be introducing the titles from two different publishers, which include Drecom Novels and Squex Novels, which one had on sale today. I'll be start with Drecom Novels first. Hitojiki Haimga, Shosoku Otata, Kuro Okami, no Kishi wa Ringoku, no Shitaj Rareta Haimo, Zenryoku, Diaishimasu. English title. The hostage princess has disappeared. The Black Wolf Knight loves the downtrodden princess of the neighboring country with all his might. The story starts with Night Arc decides to search for Sonia, a princess from a neighboring country who has gone missing. As he continues to search for her, he ends up getting into her, but the search for her is called off as her whereabouts remain unknown. But then he happens to find Sonia herself in order to help her, who has a problem with her. Arc decides to marry Nia, who has changed her name. Arc is hopelessly unaccustomed to women, but he does his best to make Nia happy. Due to Arc's clumsy sincerity, the distance between the two of them gradually narrows. As much as I do enjoy modern romance, this one is set in a countryside version, which only involves horses and caravans, so everything goes old-fashioned. For your example, running away from a neighboring country, changing names, all are old-fashioned styled, but does looks a wholesome romance. While there's that two couple, there's also another reason why Sonia sometimes doesn't like Arc, and yes, is the clumsy sincerity, allowing a third party stealing their love away. In spite of that, I would sometimes agree with Arc's character. Being clumsy can get you in love. How cool was that? I would want to have a taste of that. This is the type of one-shot romance that one would be interested to read in more. And lastly, Tensai Shitera Sakyo Shutachiga Somo Shimadeshita. Kono Shima, The Slow Life, O Tanoshima Masu, was reincarnated on an island where the strongest species live, so I will enjoy a slow life on this volume 5. The volume this time was a girl with amnesia who washed ashore on an island. Arata was puzzled by the way she helped the girl, but she met someone who knew the mysterious girl well. It seems the girl was Riena's master. Plus, Arata will be running wild to save the ancient dragon's territory in the elf village, the home of the Great Spirit, and the humans who have become lost in various parts of the island. Volume 5 this time was even more, getting into the serious parts. Unlike Volume 4, the true nature of the slow life vibes begins there. I could tell it has slowly becoming more to a hero to the rescue arc, hoping it won't there so soon. There's also some love progress made between the strongest species. Seems we're going to see that more in future volumes soon, which I do kinda intrigued how that went. If if you're a fan of this series, to check it out as well. So this is an introduction video for the new light novels that will be released in November 10. Seems quite jam-packed in there, don't you think? There are lots of new and returning titles that has made its debut, such as Shakugan no Shana and Sword Art Online, which takes the center stage of attention. How was it? Which is the one that you're particularly interested in? If you do interested, do hit me up in the comments below. That's all for today. I'll be introducing more new books next week. Do also subscribe to the channel as a for support. I would also be happy if you could watch another video. Until next time, goodbye.